council.
First up, roll call.
Mayor Levine,
Present.
Councillor Levine,
Here.
Councillor Thronson,
Okay, I have an add-on to the consent agenda. Approve off sale, on sale, and Sunday liquor license for AK's Bar and Grill LLC. DBA AK's Bar and Grill at 203 First Street North, Keewatin, in 55753. Upon receiving the required paperwork to the city clerk's office. I will do the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first up will be the consent agenda. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as it stands.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next up, under appearances, Jody Lopez, soccer field.
Thank you so much for having me. I am here. You'll see we've got a couple papers. The first, I'm not sure what we have first, but if you notice down by the skate park, we have some flags out. And then after moving the flags around, we realized it was so much easier to take drone footage and virtually move the field to see where it would best fit. So the top picture is the requested location. That is the baseball field that you see. And so our first and most pressing request would be the removal of that outfield fence. I did some asking with the baseball, softball people, and the people that I have spoke with, they said that it's just the T-ball that mostly utilizes that field. So I was hoping that then, the diamond would be untouched. They would still be able to do T-ball in there. Probably not hitting home runs at that age, the 7, 8-year-old range. So it would just add for the field. And then looking towards the future, it would be, lawn care like you guys are already doing down there. The placement of a porta potty would be awesome. Concessions, I believe there's a building there already. So even just like the use of it, that's like over and above. Like that doesn't need to happen immediately, but in like the grand scheme of things, that would be great. And then potential net storage would be amazing. The Spartan Soccer would be responsible for getting the nets and also for maintaining the lines, things like that. So the most pressing thing that we were requesting of the city would be just the removal of that fence line. So
When would you need to have that done by?
So we start soccer usually at the end of April, so just any time before the end of April, because then as soon as, it's Minnesota, so as soon as we say April, we'll start in June. So as soon as the weather permits, the Arrowhead Youth Soccer Association, they'd actually be coming from Duluth, and they would be helping put the lines. And then if you guys approved it, we would also request like to possibly put like little pins in the corners, because they said that's what some places do, where then you can just run the strings. So that way then you make the lines once and then you always have the guidelines. So, yeah. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am?
Hi, Jody.
Hi.
So are you looking at having the whole fence removed or just that part that's kind of gonna
If we
interfere
got the
there?
whole fence removed, then I feel like when the league comes, they could be like, oh, actually you should turn it 20 degrees this way, you know, things like that. But as you see, really it just needs to be that one chunk, but I would leave that up to your guys' discretion. Because the field that you see, this would be considered a varsity field. So the kids that are going into 7th grade, they can play on it until they graduate. There is not a bigger field that would need to be created. And our goal for Spartan soccer is we would really like to see with the new school, we would like it to be a school sanctioned sport, but we just have to prove that we can keep the enrollment. So, especially as the students get older, just making sure. That
What grade do they normally start?
Well, we
Is it
start
7?
pre-K.
Okay.
This was our first year we started in pre-K, and they're done in 6th grade. So like all of our 7th graders going into 7th, that are in 7th right now, they don't have an opportunity unless they actually go to Hibbing or Grand Rapids.
Okay.
So
this would keep it going.
this would keep it going, yeah. Yeah, we're not looking at necessarily finding the kids in the high school now. We just want to keep the kids we have and give them the opportunity as long as we keep getting them. And it's proven that, I mean, every year we grow, you know, it's like last year, we're like, oh yeah, we only have one U10 team. Well, we ended up having 2 that could have been 3, you know, because our teams were double the size of the teams we're playing against. So, yeah.
Eric, do you see any issues taking it down or?
That if we, it's the top picture you said?
Yeah, the top picture is the requested location, and the bottom picture is where we have the
Turn it counterclockwise and slide it towards Blaze, and I think it would fit well touching the fence, but I have to check it out. What is the field dimensions?
I can get that for you, because we went on the smallest size,
Yeah.
so.
I think it's a good idea not to take the fence off, but if we can fit it in there, that's just.
Because when I was playing around with the fence line, like when I was playing around with it, trying to push it, then we go into the dirt.
Oh,
Like, which we can, like the league said we could, and then we'd be really close. Because for soccer, the spectators are around the fence,
Yeah.
or not around the fence, but they're around the field. For soccer, it's like you bring a launcher, you know? So I was kind of concerned for like how close we're then getting to some obstacles.
And if it's just gonna be a. What do you call it?
Yeah.
T-ball
yeah,
field,
they
we
won't.
could
use-
actually
I
even
say
saw
take
part
the
of it
fence completely.
rather than
Yeah.
in the event that there was a game again down there, you know, from our ball game. Probably not gonna happen, but you never know.
Right.
But I would like to just try and see, you know, measure and see if we could do that without touching it. It looks like it can be slid towards the hill or the alley and then turn counterclockwise a little bit. It isn't.
But
it
how
wouldn't be
how
much.
far is that? I mean, if you've measured it already.
She's had,
Yeah, so,
We're gonna
and
be on
like,
part
what
of
I did
it.
is on the computer, I like moved it, and that was like what seemed to be the best without having the players going in the dirt. Because if they do use that, like, I don't want the players to be playing, you know,
Right.
well,
Right.
not only not hurt, but you don't want, like, I don't want soccer to be affecting the baseball or T-ball program. You know, we want to
But
all be
even,
able to
yeah,
utilize the space.
being on grass and dirt at the
Correct.
same time, that's not
Yeah.
really a fair field either.
Yeah,
When you're doing soccer.
Yeah, let's get the dimensions. I'll just check it out. It won't take me that long. If it's over, it's over.
So we need to do a motion to take it. Do we want to take it all down or are we just looking,
Well, if you're gonna take that much out, you might just
take it all?
Right.
Because we have temporary fencing we can put up if we
And
have to.
that
That's
can
still
be-
from the other field.
it can be rolled up.
Yeah.
And the poles pulled out and put away, and if it has to be put back up.
Yeah.
Someday down the line, just we put it somewhere where it's stored, so
Yeah.
it doesn't go. It can be put, you can just call fencing outfit, they come in and throw that thing right back up.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'll make a motion then to remove the complete fence at the baseball field
I'll second.
for the soccer program.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jody. Okay, next up, Jason Shyman, owner of Keewatin Mobile Home Court.
Good afternoon. A little bit of an update and a request to move in manufactured home. I guess I'd like to start with an update. If everybody has a map, I'll just kind of give you an idea of what we've been up to. We've cleared the entire south part of the property. Just been made aware that the west part of the park needs our attention. We're hoping to get that accomplished this year before it gets too cold. Hopefully try to start that next week. We now have possession and ownership of lot 6, lot 7, lot 9, 24, 13, and 14. That's incredibly important for us. I think it's more appropriate to speak about the lots as opposed to individuals, if you will. Lot 8 we are working on. I think that's going to be probably an extended period before we get anywhere with that. And also trying to work diligently. I think there's a good opportunity that we can secure lot 19 as well. So a lot of cleanup, a little bit more cleanup to do on the west part. I would prefer, I think it's in everybody's best interest, if we were to remove probably all of those mobile homes and replace them if allowed. Any questions?
Would be fantastic. You're gonna update them.
Yes. Yep. And we have removed them in the past. We know what the prices are associated with removing them. And then, of course, you know, the price with getting new ones landed just depends on what you're requiring.
I like what you've done down there. I took a good ride around. It's really clean. Did a great job.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and like I said earlier, the west part was a bit of a surprise to me, and probably equally as bad as the south. And we'll get that taken away here. So I think the south side took a little bit more energy than I expected, and I think this is going to come close to that effort as well.
sounds good.
Yeah, I don't have any issues.
I have a couple questions on putting those pads in, and I know at the zoning meeting, he really wasn't, it's been a big expense. But it wouldn't be something if there could be like those pads added 1 per year. Because with our ordinance, it says we have to follow state code. So I don't know if the city is liable, and maybe you could answer this. If we don't follow city code and a tornado came through, who's liable?
I would imagine-
That's where my
yeah,
question-
I would imagine it'd be the city, but if you want, I can double check with Brian on that for you.
You understand what I'm saying, because the state code says you have to do a certain thing. Our ordinance says when we move them out, the other ones are all grandfathered in, but you move out, you have to have it on a pad or anchored. I can't remember the exact, I did not take the ordinance, zoning with me, but we had talked about it, and I'm sure Bill had talked to you maybe about it when he came to the
Yeah.
zoning
Yeah.
meeting. You know, I'm in favor of updating, and I agree, you've done a great job, but I'd still like to see, and I wanna make sure we're not gonna be liable if there was something that came through, letting you go ahead and not following our code or the state code.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we do have the capability of rehabbing if we need to. I just think it's not the right direction for anybody.
mhm.
I guess the the path we prefer not to choose. And, not for financial reasonings, but I just think, getting them out of there and replacing them is the best option for all of them. But I understand what you're getting at there, so.
Mhm.
So does this go back to zoning or how does this work?
Well, they would have to check
Okay.
legally for us, I think, to protect the city. I would like to know for sure we wouldn't be in trouble, if something was to happen down there. We are that's designated as the fallout shelter to come up here too. So, I mean, we've kind of taken responsibility down there to make it safe. And if we're not gonna follow our state code ordinance now and not follow, I just wanna make sure we're not gonna be liable for anything, that's all. And otherwise, I'm good to go with it. I wanna see what you're doing. I really, really like what you're doing, but I just want us to be clear. So,
Noel, would you be able to get that answer for
Yeah,
us
I'll follow up with
relatively?
Mr. Lindsay, and I'm sure he'll have me do some research on it for you guys.
So would it be okay if we responded back next week?
Yes,
So do we need to make a motion for something then, or what are we?
The zoning committee referred it to the council because we're not following, it would be a
it would
variance.
be a variance.
A variance. Okay.
So would the council approve the variance to move in the manufactured home contingent upon attorney's findings?
Sure.
And I'm good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to allow, a mobile home or to move in a new home with, Attorney Lindsay's approval.
I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
thank you.
Thank you. Number 7, unfinished business. Mr. Lindsay's still working on that, so next meeting we should have that then probably, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Lindsay's still working on it, and it's kind of getting lengthy, but he had a few questions which have already been relayed to the city clerk. So once he gets those answers, he can make it more detailed and descriptive like he wants, and then he should have it out to you guys.
Okay. Number 8, new business. Appoint library committee.
Mayor Levine,
Yes.
Counselor Jivery, and Counselor Levine have been looking at, what do I want to say? Job description for the librarian. And we would like to appoint a committee, and it works with Paula Fowler to work any day, to meet any day except for Wednesday and Friday for a meeting. So I guess we're asking for you to consider appointing a committee to work with the library director, job descriptions.
Can I add to that?
Yes,
Okay, so, some of my concerns with the library is that we don't really have a contract in place, an updated contract. I think there might have been something in writing before. So, the clerk talked to Counselor Jivery. She met with Paula Fowler to discuss some of that stuff and then get something in place, just because of their requests now during the, with the wages. And so they do have some job descriptions. So she was gonna look at those. She had asked me if I'd help her go through this stuff and kind of get her on the right track. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. She has quite a few job descriptions to look at and then some contracts. So then we just need to get it all updated and then present to the council and the library and Paula. So my other question is on the library board. Because the library is a part of the city, they're not allowed to spend money, right? How does that work, I guess? It's called the library, it's not a commission,
It's a board.
it's a
From-
advisory board?
Yeah, advisory, no, it isn't. They have their own laws, remember? how we-
Bylaws,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Mhm.
So they have jurisdiction over the city, or,
No,
Mhm.
other way.
but how does that work when they approve wage increases and they give it to us? And we have to say,
Recommendation.
that's it, okay. So they don't have the full authority then?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Because
Okay.
they get the 41,000 from Minnesota Education,
Mhm.
and then the rest of the money that's put into their budget comes from our levy.
Okay,
So that's why the city has that opportunity.
has jurisdiction
Yeah, right,
over that.
right.
Okay, so I just want to make that clear. Okay,
That's how I remember it.
Okay.
you
okay, I
know.
think so, but I just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you just want, we're just looking to approve you and
Chris,
Counselor Levine and Counselor Jibbery to work with the library board.
Yep.
I'll make a motion.
And I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
hi.
Aye. Motion carried. 8.2, discuss regular meeting date, December 25th, 2024.
It's Christmas.
Do you think we could just do one meeting or
That's what we've done in the past when it felt like this.
like the
Probably
18th
4
maybe?
years ago or something.
Move it up a week
Oh, that's a good idea.
to the 18th and then we're kind of
Yeah,
on the
that's all.
27th to, because and we still have January 1st. Will be another holiday.
Oh, and that falls on the same.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should just do this one and then we can figure out the other one. Because you'll have to have a reorganizational meeting anyway. So,
I'll make a motion to move the December 25th meeting up to December 8th and have one council meeting in the month of December. And
December 18th.
December 18th.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 8.3, update from building and equipment meeting on October 1st, 2024. Okay, we met, me, Pam, Beth, and Eric met Don. Hey, you come up. Discussed equipment, buildings. Did you happen to have a chance to get a hold of Wayne or anything, or?
Yes,
Okay.
and he will come over and take a look at it in the wall. If you drive by, you can see the water comes out the shingles, and there's part of the wall that it runs right down inside the wall. So something's gotta be done with the wall.
So that's the skating shack.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for clarification.
Yeah,
So-
And he said he may get that other roof done this year, and he was hoping to get it done.
Ed O'Brien. Good.
Okay.
So, that's what Drew had said. We'll get to the demo of the concession building at some point. Right now, we're just trying to, I was out patching potholes, the trailer road, we haven't worked over it. Jerry Adams alley, so, I don't know, and there was alone, and I just went out there and did it.
Thank you.
So that got done, that one alley. Branch pickup, well, you know what this week brought, Rob has been sick and Michael's in school. So it's just Brody and I, and we've been busy. Saturday night, we had a power line come down at 104 West Elizabeth. So we dealt with that. Minnesota Power came in and took it down because nobody answered. So I was by myself. Couldn't do anything with the video. It was like midnight on Saturday night. Oh, midnight when you called me. So Chris was kind enough to stay there, so I didn't have to come out and wait till Minnesota Power came. And they just cut the power and fixed it up. Actually, it was kind of a blessing because we were able to get the line truck in there. Remember all them deadhead trees that was, all that's gone now. So
Good.
I think, and then, there's 4 power lines in that little area, but there's 4 power lines. You hauled a dozen loads of brush out of there, so it hadn't been done in a long time. So anyhow, that's what Brody and I have been busy doing this week. Amongst community center and other things.
You had talked about getting Mike in to help out with branches and stuff. Did you get a hold of him or?
His drive and we've been.
Okay, so maybe next week it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll get after it.
Okay.
That's it. And when he gets your stuff out there, that don't mean we have to have it picked up this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for that. That just,
yeah.
they realize to get it done and we'll get out next week. So.
Yeah, I think when we did meet, we just kind of prioritized the tarring, the concession, getting quotes on the roof at the shack. And then that building would be like across from your city garage. We talked about that possibly if you had time.
Right, yeah. Annex building.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number 3 priority. 4 was demo of that concession.
Yeah.
Concession building. So.
And then just getting your maintenance of your winter
Which is
equipment done.
basically check over and grease them up. The plow truck there, $20 on it. Last winter, we didn't get snow. Winter before, different story.
Yeah.
No, we're in good shape. And what was next? You guys. I mean, that it on the building and equipment, or you got more questions?
Unless someone else
Pretty much
does,
covered
I
it.
don't know.
Anyone else?
Well, that little bit that you've been working to, I know you're trying to get that done. The rocks have been ordered from Keewatin and they've been up there working. They stained the light pole today, but we'll wait for US Steel to bring the rocks in. But they're also gonna do that and get the sign out. I haven't heard if they want that old white sign back, but I just said that they could put it up at the east entrance at an angle if they want it, but there hasn't been an answer back.
I want
But
to get it out of there.
well, it's gonna be taken out, absolutely, but I'm just saying if they wanted it, they might come and take it out. That's all I wanted to
Get
say.
it out of there, haul it down to the snow dump somewhere, and if they don't have their mind made up, let's just get it out of there, because it takes away from the nice new sign. When you come in from
That's
there,
fully
you
intentions
can't
what we're
see
doing,
it.
absolutely.
You're on top, so.
Yeah, it'd be
That's
nice
all
at
I
the
had.
first entrance, that way if
I think it
if
would
they
be
want to
very
put it
nice.
there, yeah.
Oh, it looked nice down there. One side's actually real good, the other side, the vinyl lettering is cracked up a little bit. It's still, reads nice, I mean, from a distance, you can't see that, so, whatever. Leave it up to them when they answer. So then, I think the next 2 items.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, next up, approve hiring and advertising for rink attendant.
So,
Mayor,
Yes.
how many rink attendants does Eric need? What are you thinking that you needed?
well, how many do we need? I would think at least a couple,
Yeah,
and it would be nice, it's the end of the year, they're not gonna get in all their shifts, but it would sure be nice if we could get a couple casual labor rig, whatever you wanna call them, and get that floor scraped at the community center, get that seal off there so we can reseal it. Once we get it resealed, now we can start waxing it and do what was supposed to be done with that floor when the building was built.
Well, these would just be seasonal.
I was gonna say, those are two different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, casual is a
Thinking
different,
maybe we could work them together,
category.
but if we can't, just can't, I get it. It's what it is.
I guess whatever we can get.
Yeah,
Right.
let's see if we get anybody even.
Right.
Well,
Even
that's it.
know,
Guys, you know, if we get another winter like last winter,
But I think we need to get going on that so
Right.
we can get the ice in, and if it gets cold, then get that flooded too, so.
In the past, we've had 4.
And last year we had,
Yeah, but
One or
mostly
two.
that's, you're talking about people that work the inside.
Seasonal, yep.
Yeah.
We're looking for outside people, right? Or you
Well, we gotta-
for inside people.
I think if we're gonna hire them, let's, they can shovel.
Do it all at once.
Snow blow, I mean, they can flood.
yeah. Yeah, to do it all down there at the seasonal,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what the seasonal
Mhm.
do. You just can't use the seasonal as casual, like.
Right.
They're just two different classifications that we would have to, if you want casuals that are gonna do the
Do
community
work.
center, we'd have to file or advertise separately for that.
I was just trying to get it done, and, you know, that's all. I just like that floor to get done. Sorry for-
So we'll put a number on it, we just hire them, and then if we get 4 or 5.
Okay.
How do you wanna do it?
Oh, we'll see
So is the
what,
council looking to advertise for rink attendants that can manually flood the rink,
Flood the rink.
shovel the rink, and tie skates?
mhm.
Man.
Man.
And we have the.
Okay.
And
snow blower
shaft.
down there as well. They're gonna
Okay.
have the snow-
Okay, so is there an age limit on this?
Well, it depends.
Snow
We
blowing,
have
I
our,
think there is.
yes,
18.
18 on snowball.
Okay.
I think we have our levels already on pay, so
Mhm.
category they have to fall under.
So do we have a-
I mean, we can do an add to for casual laborers, I guess,
I'd do
if we,
both. Never
I
know
mean,
what might show up.
right. It doesn't hurt.
The
So we can run
$25 like the,
It'd be nice to get
Nice.
that floor going. Once it's scraped off, it doesn't take long to put the sealer on.
Well, I'll make a motion to advertise for rink attendants and casual labor positions.
All support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 8.5, discuss ordering additional tar.
The number did come to my head, Beth. It was $150 a ton. And I believe they hauled us an 18-yard load. You guys might remember this too, $2,700.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, it was like 25 or
It was
something.
above my spending limit, so
Right, so we'll approve it.
How much do you have left, do you think?
maybe 2 trailerfuls, but it would have been bowls up by,
Mm.
Gonzalez's old house.
And then how many, like,
That took-
how much left do you have to do? Or how many more streets and,
Never ending.
Yeah. We're
Get
just
done
gonna
and
go-
start over
just-
again.
I'm gonna use the plowing road.
mhm.
She came up with a good thought, you know, about a map, and
Hmm.
I just thought to myself, you know, the best way to do it is a plowing road.
Nice.
Third, that way, all the way up.
Yep.
Then move over a couple blocks and do that section. You know, just continuously put across the town. Get them on, day's edition would be another day or
Mhm.
whatever.
Okay, I'll make a motion to order more tar.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you, Eric. 8.6, approve advertising in Nashua Keewatin yearbook, cost of $250.
Make a motion,
Support.
half city, half PU,
Mhm.
is what we usually do.
Yep. I'll support that.
Counselor Thronson did.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye, motion carried. Have any committee reports? Commission reports?
Do we need to approve these minutes? Accept the minutes from the zoning?
They did.
Council could.
They did. I've never had you.
Do you accept these?
You haven't in the past. I included
Yeah, I
them.
thought we used to.
They were on the consent
And the
agenda.
consent
We just
agenda,
approved
yeah.
the
Okay.
Library and all that. If you want
Yeah.
to put them in the next one, or do you want to add?
Okay.
We could put them in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We recess for closed session or?
Yeah, isn't there a department head?
I just wanted to reiterate the importance that elected officials or potential elected officials or city employees do not partake in social media, whether it be positive or negative. It's really hard, but you have to refrain from commenting. This is your place for your platform. So just a reminder to staff of social media with any negative or positive things that involve city government. This is your place for that. If you're having a birthday party, that's something different than if you're not agreeing with something on the city council. That's all. We went over this at the beginning of the year, and it's always nice to have another reminder of it halfway through the year, so.
Well said.
Okay.
Yes. Tommy?
So the fire department received a check for $1,400 and some odd dollars, and that's for our cut, and we help out with the Eagles fundraiser, the Eagles extravaganza, and then when we attend the Chiefs meetings. So that'll go into our account, and that we'll be able to use that for purchasing the tablets and to put in the trucks for the e-dispatch system that we just got. So that all the hydrants and everything will come up on the maps. So also a reminder that we're doing an open house for Fire Prevention Week. It will be this Friday, October 11th, from 4 to 7 at the fire hall. And the Nashua Wrestling Boosters is going to do taco in a bag. So
What day was that?
Friday,
Oh,
from 4 to 7.
Two things on that. Do we have to accept that money now from the Eagles for you because it was for Keewatin volunteers?
Yeah, so I don't really know how that works because it's not technically a donation. But I mean, we're receiving.
It's money.
it is,
Yeah.
it is a
It's
donation.
coming from because it comes through our Chiefs Association is what it comes through, the
But it's-
Itasca County Chiefs Association, so.
Mhm. It's still a donation,
When I give you
Per se.
the check, then you can put it on the next thing.
then make a resolution.
Make a resolution, we'll do it that way.
Okay.
And then the second thing, I had talked to Beth and she wasn't sure, so who is doing the food license since it's a public event? Is the booster club or the wrestling doing it, or
Yeah.
are you gonna do it through the city here, just so we have one in place? Or if you want-
We have nothing to do with the food. That wasn't, they just asked us if they could do it in our venue at the same time that we were doing the
A fundraiser?
yeah, fire prevention, yeah. And I said, I mean, you can do it there, I don't care, it doesn't matter to me.
Well, it's a
So,
great idea, but
but,
when it's public, it has to have a
right,
event license.
I'll
Yeah.
ask,
You know what I'm saying, so that's why I was just kind of curious.
And maybe they have something when they do
yeah, when they do their
Fundraisers.
fundraiser. I'll ask her, Hannah Reich is the one that's organizing it for them, so.
Otherwise, we have the food license and
Right.
we could do one.
Yeah.
Just so we don't get in trouble.
Any other reports?
Nope.
We don't need a motion to adjourn this meeting, first,
Recess.
to recess it.
Have to read your, the statement on there.
Okay, recess for closed session, discussion of health insurance renewal, HSA, family deductible, labor negotiations. Portion of this meeting could result in a closed session pursuant to Minnesota statute 13D.03, subdivision 2.